Hello, welcome back to Sow, Grow and Cook. I'm Saron. Today I'm going to show you two different ways of preserving your chilies. I'm going to use simple ingredients today like salt and olive oil. That's it really, so come and join me and I'll show you how I do it. Right, so the first thing we're going to make today is some chili salt. I like making chili salt and I give it away as gifts at Christmas sometimes. It's delicious sprinkled onto pizza. You can put it in scrambled eggs or omelets, on top of roast vegetables, in soups, in stews, on roast meat, burgers, veggie burgers, all kinds of things. It's really quite an amazing little condiment if you like chili. So let's get started. You can use table salt, or in this case, I'm going to use some coarse sea salt. You can use fine sea salt. In fact, it doesn't really matter because you're going to be blitzing it in a food processor or a coffee grinder that you just use for spices. So I'm using dried chilies, and these are chilies I've dried in the dehydrator, but if you don't have a dehydrator, you can dry them pretty effectively in a low oven setting, spread out on a tray for several hours. Put it on the lowest setting you've got. You can even leave the door of the oven open. Check every half hour or so, make sure they're not burning or too dried out. And when they're pretty crisp, then they're ready to turn into chili salt. Now, another thing you're going to need is a face mask, because when you grind up the chilies and the salt in your Magimix or your grinder, whatever you've got, and you open the lid, you're going to get fumes of chili dust coming up, and it's really quite, it's very uncomfortable feeling if you inhale any of that. In fact, open a window in your kitchen or wherever you're going to be doing it as well. I highly recommend you wear a mask. If you don't have a mask, put an old kitchen towel around your face and keep it stuck together at the back with a safety pin or a clothespin. Try not to inhale the fumes. Where do you think they get pepper dust from? They get it from really spicy chilies. Probably not these chilies, but something a lot spicier than these. Nonetheless, these will also make your eyes water if you inhale the dust. So we'll get started. Okay, so now I'm going to make some chili infused olive oil. I'm not going to use an extra virgin olive oil. I'm just going to use a plain olive oil, so it's not that expensive. And we're going to heat it up, and we're going to use dried chilies, which we're going to heat up with the oil. And it's best to make small amounts at any one time. They don't store especially well. And it's best to probably store them in a cool pantry or in your fridge and use them up within a week or two. I want to make sure that I give you techniques and recipes that are safe for you. So if you want to try anything different or you want to use fresh chilies, it's best to do your own research. But I'm recommending dry chilies for this particular technique. Okay, so I've got about 1/4 liter or 250 mils or just over 8 fluid ounces of my vegetable oil. I've got plain olive oil. You don't need to use extra virgin olive oil because you're going to be heating this up, and heating up extra virgin olive oil kind of destroys all its lovely properties, and it doesn't really heat up to a high temperature that well. Okay, so I'm going to pour that into a saucepan, which I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, about 5 or 6 dried chilies broken up into. You can use more if you like, and you can certainly use very spicy ones or milder ones. It's entirely up to you. I just let all that drain in to the saucepan, and we're going to turn on the heat to medium. And I have got a little thermometer here. Okay, I've got my thermometer in the oil, and we want to heat it up to as high as this thermometer will reach, which is 220 degrees Fahrenheit. And that's over 100 degrees centigrade. And that will help sterilize any bacteria that's on the chilies or in the oil. I've also sterilized the glass jar that I'm going to pour the mixture into. There it is, and it's excellent drizzled on pizza and on roast potatoes and vegetables and anything else you want to give a nice spicy kick to. So there you have it, 2 ways of preserving your chili harvest using simple ingredients and techniques. Thank you for watching Sow Grow and Cook, and see you next time.